When you contact the ball on the upper half of your racket, you'll feel the spin isn't that heavy. But when it hits the lower half, you'll suddenly feel the backspin is incredibly strong. See? The problem is your contact point on the racket face. If you make contact on the upper half, you'll find you can loop the ball over even when you forget to snap your wrist. When it's on the lower half, you'll feel a strong downward pull. The ball will dive so fast you'll feel like you can't lift it at all. I used to wonder the same thing, why some balls felt so spinny. It's actually because our swing and body rotation are happening too early. For example, your racket angle should be like this at contact. But if you rush, your hand changes the angle to this. This can also be caused by your body rising too soon. This causes the ball to make contact on the lower half of your racket, not the upper half. It doesn't even reach the middle. As a result, even though you feel like you're putting a lot of effort into your follow-through, you can't generate enough friction. Your hand and body must work together. They go down and come up as one unit. Don't let your body rise while your arm is still lagging behind. That creates a disconnect in your stroke. Your body and arm movements must be perfectly synchronized through the entire motion. So don't let your body get ahead of your arm. It puts your hand in an awkward, ineffective position. You have to move as a single unit. The second issue is your hand. The main problem is tensing up too early. Okay, let's say this is my backswing. As you swing forward towards the ball, from your backswing, as you start moving to meet the ball, your hand must stay relaxed and maintain the correct racket angle. If your racket angle is like this, you're guaranteed to hit the lower half of the racket. Notice that players who flex their wrist upwards always have ball marks on the bottom part of their racket. Always on the lower half. So, as you relax and find the ball, your forearm should remain dropped and loose. Your racket must be lower than the ball. Only then can you make contact on the upper half, right? If your hand comes up too early to hit the ball at its peak, your racket is already higher than the ball. From that position, you can't possibly execute a proper loop. It's impossible. It means your stroke timing is mismatched with the peak of the ball's bounce. If the peak of the bounce is here, but your swing is always early, your hand position, for both penhold and shakehand, will look like this. This means you'll always be hitting the bottom of the racket and just dragging the ball up. A perfect loop comes from precise timing. Imagine the peak is here. At the exact moment my racket makes contact with the ball, its tip should be pointing down and my hand should be relaxed. This ensures contact on the upper half. You'll feel like, hey, I didn't even use my wrist, so why was that loop so effortless? That's the feeling you're looking for. This is why some players loop effortlessly while we struggle. This is the reason. This problem is common among players who tend to rush. Players like us who are patient and relaxed can loop almost any ball. Why? Because the contact is clean and generates maximum friction. Impatient, rushing players make a lot of errors against backspin for this very reason. So, how do we fix this? I've come up with a method for you all. First method, stop trying to hit the ball at the peak of its bounce. I know you're skilled enough to do it. Instead, I want you to adjust your timing to hit the ball in the early falling phase, just after its peak. Wait for it. Hit it just as it starts to drop. Note, this is not the late falling phase. Just wait for the ball to peak and start falling, then swing. As it drops, swing. First, feel that sense of pausing. This might be what you need to synchronize your power. Exactly. don't rush. Simply put, if you rush, by the time you make contact, 2/3 of your swing is already over. The remaining part of your stroke isn't enough to create a quality loop. The first part of your swing was wasted effort. Let the ball come to you. The peak bounce might be here. In the falling phase, the ball will travel towards your body, it doesn't just drop vertically. Watch, everyone. This is the peak contact point. Now serve again. In the falling phase, the contact point has moved a bit closer to me. The peak might be out here, but the falling phase contact point is closer to your body. This will help you synchronize your power much better. Your swing might only be 20 to 30% complete when you contact the ball, making the rest of your motion effective acceleration. If you try to hit at the peak but your position is too far back, your swing is almost finished at contact, leaving you with no power. The lack of power and support in the follow-through results in a very low-quality shot. So, from now on, wait for the ball to peak and start to fall. Then move in to meet it. See? Let it drop. You might find your timing and power synchronize perfectly. My goal isn't to force you to always hit on the fall. The goal is to use this timing to feel how to generate combined force, to understand the spacing and distance to the ball, and to improve your control over rhythm and consistency. When the ball is at its peak, don't hit it. Don't rush forward. Let it travel a little further back from its peak, and then apply your power. Second method, master the state of your hand at the moment of contact. Look, this is my backswing. When I prepare to hit the ball, my racket shouldn't be above the table, unless it's a half-long ball or a high ball. Against backspin, my contact point should be about level with the side of the table, or even lower for a high loop. So when we are about to make contact, regardless of your backswing style, this is what matters at the moment of impact. You must maintain this racket shape. First, do not flex your wrist upwards. Second, don't curl your wrist in too much. Third, do not open your racket face too much. Especially avoid this kind of shape. With that form, you're basically just pushing the ball. It's not enough to create an arc. So, the most critical point here is what you do right as you make contact. You must get your pre-contact preparation right. This means your center of gravity is low. And as you find the ball, your wrist is still relaxed. Prepare for the racket tip to rotate through the ball. Start the rotation at this point, then accelerate forward. At the moment of contact, the shape of your wrist and forearm should not involve an exaggerated rotation. When you contact the ball, your wrist should still be in a relaxed state. At its most open, the racket tip should only point to 3 o'clock. If it's at 2 o'clock, you most likely won't be able to brush a heavy backspin ball effectively. I generally recommend a 4 o'clock position to brush it properly. Your backswing might start at 6 o'clock, move to 5 o'clock, but at contact, for amateurs, it must be 4 o'clock to properly grip the ball. If your racket is at 3 o'clock when you contact the ball, there's already a high chance of making an error. If it's at 2 o'clock, you are very likely to miss the shot. But if you can maintain a 4 o'clock position, you'll be able to execute the powerful loop I was just talking about. Follow this mechanical principle, contact the ball, then rotate your wrist and accelerate your power through the shot. You will find that looping backspin becomes incredibly simple, almost like looping a topspin ball. Join our membership to unlock daily exclusive shorts and discover the coach's secret tips and tricks on table tennis technique. You'll also get our weekly on-court coaching series. Silver members get even more and also unlock the exclusive weekly Coaches Corner series. Thank you for supporting the channel's growth.